Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the official Tesla earnings report tonight. We've got an Elon Musk on the show. Very exciting, of course, sharing his earnings report. It's going to be great. Tesla's going to be going up tonight. Very excited. It's already begun. Let's bring in the countdown. Here we go. This is when the earnings report starts. There it is on the screen. We are getting ready for an amazing night tonight. The markets are up today. The stage is set. The studio is set here. We're very, very excited to have this happen. If you look here, we're ready in the space station. We are big fans of Elon Musk, Tesla, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Orbit, all this great stuff. And tonight we're going to have live. This is the best place for you to be because you've got Tesla fans from around the world. You can have your say on the screen. Come into the live chat, share your thoughts tonight, and we'll put your messages on the screen. You can have your say. Let me show you the situation right now with Tesla and the shares. Let's have a look at it. Here's the share price. It popped up. It went back down a bit, but looking very, very exciting tonight. We've got a lot happening here tonight. So anyway, it's all good. Get ready, send in your comments and I'll put them on the screen and we'll share with the world. Here is Tesla to Pluto. This is our first comment of the night coming in. The actual earnings report presentation will begin in 58 minutes and 37 seconds. We are going to take a short break in a minute and run some background music while we get ready and leave you with the chart and different things. But we are ready. This is going to be the best place to watch Tesla tonight, because we've got Tesla fans in, we've got people from around the world who are going to call in and be part of it. This is going to drive the market up. If you've just arrived for the very first time, please click subscribe and ring the bell. Let us know you are here. There you go. And give us a thumbs up as well. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you're here. All right? Come into the chat. Let's have a very busy night tonight. Please share the broadcast with everybody. We're going to have Elon Musk. This is how we bring you the broadcast. This is what we're looking at right now. This is the investor relations, and here is the broadcast. As you can see, we're in sync with this one right now, and when this goes live, you will have it. Elon Musk and the team from Tesla in just 57 minutes. We're very excited. This is the official place to be, the best place to be, because we share with you everything and we give you a chance to have your say on the show. It's not just listening in. You'll listen in and then we'll debate and discuss later on. So we had some massive buying in and then it sold straight out. That's very often what happens with these things. But I predict tonight $800 share price. Now, we said that if Tesla reports anything that isn't terrible, absolutely terrible, then the market, then the shares will go up. So all we need is something reasonable. We don't need anything amazing. We just need something reasonable tonight. Okay, and the markets have already reacted. If we want to have a quick look at the markets right now, I can show you what other markets are doing. Look at the overall portfolio. We're up 1.59 today. We're up on the week. We're up. High-tech, high-risk stocks have bottomed, in my humble opinion. All right, over a month now, you can see we're up 18.83%. This is massive growth, massive growth. So I'm really, really happy with this. You can see these are all my stocks, all my shares, all my portfolio. If you come into the live show tonight and you become a member, this is what happens. There you go. If you become do a super chat, this is what happens. You'll be live on the show tonight. So there we go. We're getting ready for Tesla. It's a big night ahead of us. We're very, very excited. Let us know you are here in the chat. Junior, hello all, first time here and excited. Everybody please welcome Junior. Tell him all about the cash prize giveaways we do every Friday on our show. We do cash prize giveaways here in our studio. This is the studio behind you. You can have a quick look behind me. This is where we've raised over $1 million for our charities. If you become a member on the Day Trader, you get so many benefits and perks. That's what we do. We're trying to grow the best YouTube channel in the world, which helps people. We're here to help people to make money and to support them and so on. That's what we do here. Okay? There we go. Give us a thumbs up, share the video. Let me just give to you right now. We've got a few people coming in. Rob, I'm not seeing it anywhere yet. You won't see it anywhere yet. We're always first. We're always best. We're always the most honest. Elon Musk will be here in the show. We are first, as always, for the Tesla earnings. Fantastic. Tune on in tonight. All right, James. Hello all. My first time here. Junior is here. Well, everybody, please put your cities and countries in. And please welcome all our guests in. Is earnings bullish or bearish? I think the report is out. If you've got it, if any of my members have any information, share it with me. You can send it in via Discord, or you can share it in via in the chat. That would be great. California says Junior. Welcome. Rob, I'm not seeing it anywhere yet. You won't. I'm always the first. From the UK, actually, I'm from Dallas, my studio is in Dallas, Texas, and I'm actually from the UK. Now, Junior, well, you're here if you wish to do so. We're trying to grow and become the best YouTube channel in the world. So what we do, we give away cash prizes all the time. So every Sunday, we have a weekly newsletter. Here it is. I don't want anything from you. I don't sell you anything. I don't ask for any information other than, of course, your email. Otherwise, how can I send you a newsletter? There is a newsletter. In the newsletter, when you click on it, it'll take you to my webpage. You'll subscribe to it. You can always unsubscribe if you don't want it. It's free. And in there, we have 3 cash prize giveaways this week. We're giving away money all the time. We like to do it. We like to be better than Mr. Beast because I give away my own money. All right, and there it is. Now, once you've clicked on it, you need to verify the email. Very often, it might go into your junk folder because it includes the words cash prize giveaway. And that's what happens. Here's the email you're looking for. thedaytrader@martynlucas.com. Search for that and verify it, and you'll be in our prize draw. Okay, good luck. We do it every single Friday in the opening bell on my show. I'm live every day, 10 hours a day, Monday to Friday. This is my real shares, my real portfolio. I've got shares in Tesla. I have 13 shares in Tesla. So I'm very interested in this stock. This is everything you see here is real and genuine. Also, if you subscribe to us on Twitch, with your Amazon Prime, we have a monthly cash giveaway as well for free. Just use your Amazon Prime. It won't cost you a penny. Okay, so I'm going to take a short little break right now. If all my family of traders and investors could take over the show, please. While I take a short break. I've been going nearly 6 hours today. So if you could invite people to subscribe, ring the bell, and give them, give us a thumbs up. That would be absolutely brilliant. Please do that. And I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to give you now some music. So we're going to go over to this screen here, bring up some background music, and if my members could share the links and let everybody know what's going on and welcome new members in. We might get quite a big crowd here tonight because we are catching the trend before anyone else does it. Junior, you are very, very welcome. You're very welcome. Bitcoin dump underway. Fantastic. I said it was coming. I'm waiting to pick it up when it goes all the way down. I've already got some at 19. Same with Ethereum. I'm waiting to buy it when it drops back down. Good stuff. Perfect. Perfect. Never have fear of missing out. Never have stress. Here is some music. Enjoy the piano music. I'll be back very, very shortly. I'll pop in and out. Please, everyone, take over the stream. Thank you very much indeed. Here we go. Okay, guys, welcome to our event here. And we're getting very, very excited because tonight is a very, very big night for Tesla. In fact, it's a big night for all the markets. That's why we've got prepared here in the studio. It's a big night for everyone. Let's get ready. Let's have a little look at the stocks right now. If you've just tuned in, this is the place to watch the Tesla earnings tonight. We're going to be live. Elon Musk is going to be live on the show, and it's going to be very, very exciting indeed. Let me share with you some breaking news with Tesla right now. First of all, let's look at the overall market. They're just dropping back a little bit, but we are like 18% now we've been up over the last few weeks. So this is phenomenal, right? This is my actual money, my actual trades, my real positions. Let's look at Tesla chart right now. We had some big buying coming in and now some selling. Why wouldn't we? We made a lot. There was a lot of money made a few moments ago. Tesla popped up, back down. That's exactly what Tesla does. We are expecting a good earnings. When I say good, we know it's going to be disappointing. Everything is disappointing at the moment, but when I say good, because we've already priced in terrible earnings and things haven't been terrible. Goldman Sachs wasn't terrible. It was quite good. Johnson & Johnson, another good earnings. So we've had some really good stuff coming out. So everything is looking quite positive. I'm not at all concerned. I expect Tesla to actually reveal some very exciting developments. So I'm very pro Elon Musk and Tesla. We have got some buy-ins coming in as well right now, as you can see. Let's have a little look as well. This is where we're going to bring you the broadcast. You can see where we're going to bring it to you in 43 minutes. So you are in the right place. Please put your comments in the chat, and I will share comments on the screen. This is a very exciting night tonight. Welcome to the studio. This is the spaceport for Virgin Galactic, Virgin Orbit. We are big fans of space and Tesla and SpaceX and everything else. As you can see, our studio is all decked out tonight. This isn't a green screen or special effects. These lights are real. This is real haze and smoke. Everything's really happening for you live as it happens. All right, so we're getting ready for a very, very big night. Very, very excited, and you can see we've got 42 minutes to go. If you've just tuned in, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, let us know you're here. That would be absolutely great. And I'd like to know what your thoughts are, where you're from around the world. Are you a Tesla fan? Are you a Tesla investor? And I want to point out that, by the way, I am a fan of making money. I don't buy any shares to become a fan. I buy it because I believe in the company, believe in the CEO, and believe what they're doing. And Tesla is one of those companies, like Virgin Galactic, like my Virgin Orbit, like all my other top stocks. So very, very exciting. Okay, I'll be back with you very, very shortly. Please leave your comments on the screen, and I will share our top comments. Rob Brennan, one of our big investors here, just bought over 30 shares of Tesla. He's excited. He would have made some money, but he held on. It's dropped back down again. Let's see what happens, though. I think $800 tonight is the share price we're going to hit, and then we're going to go back up to $1,200 before you know it. And if it goes down, I just buy more. You cannot keep me down and keep me out of Tesla. All right. Okay, I'm going to bring some music up for a second, take a short break, and see you back in a minute. In the meantime, here's some more of my piano music. Hope you enjoy the music. See you back in a few minutes. Don't go far away. Please subscribe, ring the bell. We do have cash prize giveaways. We're here to help people, here to grow the best YouTube channel in the world. See you back in a few minutes' time. Don't go away. So do you think tonight we're going to have a green night or a red night? Let me know your opinion. Is it going to be a green night for Tesla? I think it is. Or let me know in the chat if you think it's going to be a red night for Tesla tonight. I don't think so at all. I think it's going to be very, very green. I do think that. I was wrong once. What do I know? I'm just a guy on YouTube. So green or red, let me know in the chat. Let me know. And while you're here, please smash the like button and help us grow here on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed. Leave your comments in the chat and we will share your comments on the screen and put them to Elon Musk through Twitter as well. And the day trader here, I have put questions as a shareholder to Elon Musk. Let's see if the day trader gets some questions answered in the earnings. I have put my questions in. You might hear a day trader question to Elon Musk tonight. Who knows? All right, there we go. If you've just tuned in, smash the like button and let us know you are here with your comments. Good luck, Rob, says Neil Carver. There he is. He's come on in. Thank you very much indeed, Neil. Wish everybody the very, very best tonight. All right, I'm going to stay with you. Just take a short break, and we'll see you back in a few moments. Don't go far away. Here comes some more music. Some breaking news here in the last few moments. We've got Tesla shares are going up again. So we had a bit of a bounce. Let me bring it to you. This is the live action from the share price. We had that huge pump this evening and then it dropped back down. I do see Tesla going to $800 tonight. Let me just stop the moving lights a second. Let me just fix that. There we go. I do see it going to $800 tonight. Let's see what happens. As you can see, it's going back up. If we look at the candles right now, we can see the price action. Some buying coming in again. It's not as great volume-wise as the initial one tonight, but nevertheless, we're not long to go now. Just 34 minutes. It's getting exciting now with what Elon Musk has to say. Of course, we have the figures already out. We have some information already out, but what's coming shortly, what Elon Musk has to say is more important because we know that the figures aren't great at the moment. If we look down here, we may even see what the position is right now. Let's have a quick look. Let's see if it's refreshed. No, it's not showing there yet. Estimated 191 a share. It's not showing yet, but that doesn't matter. It's really, we know it isn't going to be a great earnings. It's going to be their first one where they haven't exceeded and gone beyond as they always do. But on the other hand, though, it's all about what Elon has to say. And I think we are at the bottom now of the high-tech risk stocks. I think things are turning upward. So very, very exciting tonight. I just thought I would share that with you as the price just popped up. All right, see you back in a few minutes. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Breaking news here on the Day Trader. Elon Musk, Tesla, the figures are out. Expected $1.91 a share. We've hit $2.27. It's exceeded expectations. When the markets are down, Elon Musk and Tesla have exceeded by a decent amount. 191 was expected, and we are at 227. 227. Let me give you the exact the information here. Scroll down. There you go. There it is. There it is. I need to refresh this screen and you will see it. Bear with me a second. This is fantastic news. Elon Musk, Tesla, they've beaten the target. I said tonight it would go up to $800. I said they would exceed expectations despite the markets being so down and all the closures in China. This is great news. So let's have a look. Let me share with you on the screen what I'm talking about. There it is, 191 per share, and it's come in at 227. Fantastic. This is absolutely great news for Tesla. Very exciting news indeed. So there we go. Big night for Tesla. Big night for Elon Musk. This is great for the markets. Things aren't as bad as everybody thought they were. We've already priced in things being bad. Goldman Sachs was good. Johnson & Johnson was good. And now Tesla is great. Got to be bearing in mind, with all those closures and COVID and restrictions and the war and everything else going on, we have beat expectations again. Look at that. They only didn't beat expectations in Q4 of 20, 2 years ago. Since then, they always beat it. So they didn't beat it as much as Q1, but they beat it anyway. I think this is great news. This will be good for the stock price. Let's go and have a look at the stock price now and see. We've got Elon Musk live on the show very shortly. And we will be sharing all the information with you as it comes out live. There we go. So you asked for a green day, and I gave you a green day. There you go. Thumbs up, smash the like button, be part of it, come into the chat. This is great. Very good indeed. So we're just waiting now. We're in the countdown phase. 25 minutes to go, as you can see, before Elon and the team speak. But the news is out. This is absolutely great. Very exciting news indeed. There you go. So there is the buy-ins. You can see we had a big buy-in earlier on as the closing bell came. We had a sell-off. Why not? Take some profits. Why not? But buy back in again. I'm just holding mine. I'm not trading this at all. I've got 13 shares of Tesla. We're at 747. I think we're going to go as high as 800 tonight. This is great. You don't want to be out of the stock. They've exceeded expectations once again. 25 minutes to go. Let me put your comments on the screen. Tesla is going up again. Absolutely great. There you go. Put your comments on the screen and I will share them. Let's see how it affects the overall markets. The markets are bouncing back now. We've had a great day on the markets. If you can have a look now, it dropped a little bit at the end of the day, but now we are going back up again. This is looking fantastic. This is my real shares, my real position, my real money live on the screen. All of my shares looking very nice indeed. There we go. So the Tesla earnings tonight looking fantastic. Stick with us. We'll be live with you all the way through the night. And of course, in 24 minutes, we'll get Elon and the team at Tesla talking. But the breaking news is up from 191 to 227. It's got to put the shares up. It's got to be great. There you go. I'll see you back in a few minutes. Great stuff. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, we got just 14 minutes and 56 seconds to go. Very exciting tonight. I noticed some of you said, wow, that's a drop. This is exactly what we wanted to see from Tesla. This is a fantastic, fantastic earnings, because at the end of the day, the whole world is in a global turndown and they exceeded expectations. This is absolutely great. This is exactly what we want. Hello, Alan FC has just followed me over there on Twitch. Thank you so much indeed. Alan, how are you tonight? Lovely to have you here. If you subscribe to me using your Amazon Prime account, it's free. And then you'll be in our monthly draw. We have cash prizes that we give away every Friday in the opening bell. So there you go. Please welcome. Let's have a look now. Let's get back over to the share price. Let's have a look at what it's doing right now. It's just going sideways at the moment, 743. I have done a prediction of $800. Let's look at the chart right now. We've got just 13 minutes, 55 seconds to go. So we're getting close. I got Twitch Prime. Ah, fantastic. Well, I should go sub to you. Absolutely, you should. It basically, what it does, Caden, it gives me a $1.85 tip every month, and I use that money to give away cash prizes and merchandise prizes for free. Doesn't cost you anything at all. So if I give you my Twitch account right now here in the chat, go and become my 6th subscriber, and on Friday you've got a 1 in 6 chance of being a winner. There you go, fantastic. And I do it every first Friday of the month. As long as you're a member, you'll be in the draw. Fantastic. How much better can you get than that? All right, so this is a great start. If Elon Musk comes out with some great news about great products, this is going to be brilliant for Tesla and the whole market. Look, they estimated 191, actual 227. They exceeded it by quite a bit. And in the current climate, I'm regarding that as a major hit. And even our bears said that Tesla will rock it up tonight, and it already has. It's had a good day already. And I think it's going to get even better. And when Elon Musk says some great things, which I know he will, don't forget, we're only pricing in cars right now. We're not pricing in Tesla insurance, AI robots. That is going to be bigger than the cars. Tesla Powerwalls, Tesla Solar. Bit of a hit tonight. We heard about that, but never mind. and Tesla insurance and everything else going forward. So we're very, very excited about all the other things that are coming down the line. But there we go. We just got 12 minutes to go. If you are here, please do. I see Caden, your Twitch account is here now. I see you just come up on the screen. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, if you subscribe using your Twitch account, you will be... Oh, it just subscribed. Oh, Kanan Youngquist. We've got our 6th subscriber over there on Twitch. Thank you very much indeed. Well, every first Friday. This Friday, we're giving away a prize, one of my Day Trader mugs, and we have cash prizes and all sorts. And you never need to pay anything. As long as you are a subscriber using your Prime account, it is free. And you can have a draw every week. All right, okay. If you're watching right now and you like what we're talking about here, we're trying to grow the best YouTube channel in the world to help people, to give people support, help them raise money. We've given over $1 million of money away on for our charities here in our Day Trader studio behind me. If you look behind me, this is our music studio where we've raised over $1 million for our excuse me, just stop the music there, for our members. And there we go. All right, anyway, there we go. Just under 11 minutes to go now before Elon Musk appears here on the Day Trader channel. I asked you earlier if you could smash the like button. I hope everyone has done that. Please do. And I said, would it be a green or red night for Tesla? We gave you 2 options in the chat. We were running, in fact, we need to run a poll right now. Let's do it. Let's have a look. I'm going to create a poll, and the poll will be, here we go. I'm going to do a poll now. Will Tesla hit $800 over this earnings? Okay. All right. Yes or no? Will it hit $800 over the earnings? I think yes, it will. Will Tesla hit $800 over the earnings? All right. There we go. I think it will. We now have a poll in the chat. So is it going to be a green night for Tesla or a red night for Tesla? Tesla sold 75% of their Bitcoin for an average of $28,000, nearly a 9% discount from the average entry price. There we go. When did they sell that, Paul? I love Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is amazing, Caden. Isn't it? You've now got a membership to my Twitch. You're now going to be in a monthly free prize draw, winning cash prizes and free, all sorts of stuff, all right, for free. It's cost you nothing. We've now got 6 subscribers to our channel. Thank you very much, Caden, for taking part in that. It seems to me a great idea. I don't know why everyone doesn't do it. There we go. The poll will be from Horfarth. I'm not sure I understand that. Tesla entry price of 31,000. And they sold for 28,000. Okay, well they know it's going down, so it's probably a wise move if I'm not mistaken. I got out of it. I actually made money on mine, but I did lose money. I think on a small amount, but most of it. Overall, I made a profit on Tesla, so I'm very happy anyway. Yeah, I saw that. Do I get 2 drawings? What do you mean? We the competition on Twitch is only for Twitch subscribers. So that's one competition, and then we have the other competitions. We have 2 here this Friday. We have the cash prize draw every Friday, as you know, and the 4th of August we're giving away $100. So in our newsletter, there is 3 competitions running right now. I don't know if you've subscribed to our newsletter. I will give it to you right now and verified your email, because every Sunday you receive a newsletter, and there are 3 cash prizes in there now. Horvath, the poll will be 75% say no. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, well, I have a good chance of winning on Twitch. You do. There's only 6. Okay. Absolutely right. You do indeed. I am curious to know how many cars they sold, or was that bought with Bitcoin? Yeah, we'll soon find out though in just 7 minutes time. So guys, I'll be back in a minute. Keep it here, keep it real. We're getting ready for our earnings. Very, very exciting. We've got just a few minutes to go. Here is the countdown. We are in sync. We'll be sharing it with everybody, so you won't miss anything, and you're in the right place. So stick with us, and we'll be sharing everything with you. You can see the price right now. You can see what's going on. A little bit of selling. The earnings is great. For those of you that wasn't here when I announced it, I broke the news a few moments ago, and the news was they exceeded expectations, which in this current climate is absolutely fantastic. 191 estimate, and they did 227. That's very, very good. That's very, very good. People are going to go, oh, it's down, it's down. So what? We've already priced that into the market. It was a $1,200 share. We're now down at $700. It now belongs back at $1,000. I'm sure of it. Nice to have a countdown, unlike Netflix last night. Yes, indeed. Different ball game altogether. We know where we are. Netflix. I don't, I'm a customer, but I'm not an investor. BAC raised their dividend by almost 5%. Very, very nice indeed. Thanks for sharing that with us. Okay, I'm going to leave you now with the Tesla price, where we are right now. There you go. It's going back up again. I say $800 a share. See if I'm right. I was right once. But anyway, what do I know? Just a guy on YouTube. There is the Tesla logo. We'll see you back in a couple of minutes. Don't go far away. Okay. Okay, we're just getting set now. I've cleared the timer away because we are good to go in just over a minute. Rob says, I hope Elon will speak. He always speaks at the earnings reports. You can't keep him down. Horvath just said, I don't know any details about the specific case, but if the market is pricing 745 per share at the moment, it's much more probable that it won't go above $800 if I had to bet. All right, we shall see what happens. Okay, so we're getting ready now for Elon Musk. Here we go. We're bringing in now. Here we go. We're just going to wait now. Okay, they're playing some background music for a moment, and it will start any moment. Okay, I am listening to the music, so don't worry about that. I've got the music running in the background. The moment it comes up, I will bring it to you. But this is the Tesla. Big night. Always a big night. Get ready for it. Blow up the chat. Let us know what you think. Any moment now. The Q2 will start. This is an audio-only conference webcast. There's no video. And it's now scheduled to begin at any moment. And they normally go live within a couple of minutes or so. Here we go. No. I thought for a moment then. They're teasing me with some music. And just bear with me. It'll go live in just a moment. So all we can do at this moment is wait. It has started. And as soon as they start to speak, it's normally within a couple of minutes. Let's look at the stop price. Audio only, that's pants. It's always audio only with Elon. They always do a webcast. That's quite typical, if I'm honest, with most people. Nearly all earnings are just audio. How long is it scheduled for? They normally talk for about 45 to an hour. There's a lot to unpack. You don't want to miss it. What Elon has to say in this broadcast is extremely important. So we're just moments away now. It'll go live any moment. Okay? They normally start it and then play some music for a couple of moments. Elon Musk is my favorite African. Oh, hello. We could be going live now. This could be it. This could be it.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tesla's second quarter 2022 Q&A webcast. My name is Martyn, VP of Investor Relations, and I'm joined today by Elon Musk, Zachary Kirkhorn, and a number of other executives. Our Q2 results were announced at about 3 p.m. Central Time in the update deck we published at the same link as this webcast. During this call, we will discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events or results could differ materially due to a number of risks and uncertainties, including those mentioned in our most recent filings with the SEC. During the question and answer portion of today's call, please limit yourself to one question and one follow-up. Please use the raise hand button to join the question queue. But before we jump into Q&A, Elon has some opening remarks. Elon?
Thank you, Martyn. So just as a Q2 recap, Q2 was a unique quarter for Tesla due to a prolonged shutdown of our Shanghai factory. But in spite of all these challenges, it was one of the strongest quarters in our history. Most importantly, in June, we achieved production records in both Fremont and Shanghai. And as a result, we have the potential for a record-breaking second half of the year. I do want to emphasize this is obviously subject to force majeure, things outside of our control. The past few years have been quite a few force majeures. And it's been kind of supply chain hell for several years. Credit to our awesome Tesla supply chain team for overcoming insanely difficult challenges. And huge thanks to the Tesla Shanghai factory team who sacrificed a lot to get the factory back up and running in June and achieve a record output. So also making good progress with production ramp with Berlin. We achieved an important milestone of 1,000 cars a week in June, and we're expecting our Giga Texas to exceed the 1,000 vehicle per week milestone hopefully in the next few months. To be clear, we're currently making the cars with the 2170 cells, and Drew Becklino will address some of the 4680 questions later in this call. But it is worth emphasizing that we have enough 2170 cells to satisfy all vehicle production for the remainder of the year. So we're not dependent on 4680. 4680 will be important next year, but it is not important this year. That said, we have installed the second generation of manufacturing equipment for 4680 cells in Texas. And even at our established factories like Fremont and Shanghai, we continue to expand capacity. Regarding Autopilot, we have now deployed FSD Beta with city streets driving capability to over 100,000 owners. They're very happy with the capabilities of the system, and we'll continue to improve it every week. We've now driven over 35 million miles with FSD Beta. That's more autonomous miles than any company we're aware of. I think probably more than, it might be more than all other companies combined. And that mileage is growing exponentially. With regard to manufacturing and technology, about 5 or 6 years ago, we said we wanted to become the best manufacturer in the world, and that is somewhat counterintuitively to some people what will actually be, I think, our strongest competitive advantage. We're super pro manufacturing here at Tesla, and in general, we want to encourage other companies to be super pro manufacturing, and in general, I think it is a very important thing to do. We need to make stuff and make it efficiently, and that's manufacturing. So we've made a lot of advancements in manufacturing processes, as we now show in the shareholder deck. Thanks to the large castings, we make the world's largest castings. We reduced body welding robot count by 70% per unit of capacity in Austin and Berlin. So that's call it roughly a body shop that is roughly 3 times smaller than would normally be the case. And I should say it's also lighter, cheaper, and has superior noise, vibration, and harshness. So it's good on every level. But this journey is not over. We'll bring another level of simplicity and manufacturing improvements with Cybertruck and future products that we're not quite ready to talk about now, but I think will be very exciting to unveil in the future. Our safety team also introduced a feature that tensions seatbelts if the vision system detects imminent collision, which has never been done before. So you can imagine that if you have a seatbelt that only tensions upon impact, you have very little time to tension the seatbelt. If you've got to be, the car has literally got to be crunching to trigger the seatbelt tensioner. But because we have vision, we can actually see that a collision is about to occur with 100% probability before it actually happens. And so we can tension the seatbelts, and we can even adjust the airbag deployment because we can see, not just feel. This is a fundamental safety advantage that Teslas are now able to offer. And this is also an over-the-air update. So this is something that will be in place in all cars that have at least AP3 hardware. In conclusion, we exited Q2 with a stronger production rate than ever before. Our team continues to focus on Cybertruck production readiness and some future platform design. We are expecting to be still expecting to be in production with the Cybertruck in the middle of next year, and we're very, very excited about that product. I think it might it might actually be our best product ever. Let's see, and FSD beta is on track to be released for all of North American customers before the end of this year. And hopefully, if we get regulatory approval, we'll also be releasing it hopefully in Europe and some other parts of the world. We're hosting our AI Day in a few months. I think people will be amazed at what we're able to show off in AI Day. So basically, there's a tremendous amount to look forward to in the second half of this year. And I want to thank all of our employees and suppliers for their super hard work during these challenging times. Super appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Zach has some opening remarks as well.
Yeah, thanks, Martyn. I want to start by congratulating the Tesla team on excellent execution during the second quarter. Although our production volume reduced sequentially due to COVID-related shutdowns in Shanghai, we made substantial progress in nearly every area of the business, and in particular, our global vehicle production rate as we exited the quarter. Our Fremont factory, supported by our Reno team, reached new production records. The Shanghai factory resumed full production, and our new factories in Austin and Berlin are progressing well through their initial ramps. Additionally, our energy business achieved record gross profit with the highest solar volumes in many years. I want to personally thank the entire Tesla team, as I know many of you are listening. You've embodied a remarkable and relentless pursuit of excellence in support of our mission. I also want to thank our suppliers for their support during another complicated quarter. On GAAP automotive gross margin, it declined sequentially to 27.9%. The temporary decline in Shanghai production volume meaningfully impacted margin, including idle capacity and factory restart costs, and also had implications on the mix of regional deliveries. Additionally, as discussed on previous calls, we are working through the ramp inefficiencies of our new factories, which are progressing well, but have had an impact on margin as those factories come online. While we continue to see a benefit from higher pricing flowing through, which experienced some foreign exchange-related headwinds, our cost structure continues to experience cost increases from inflation, commodities, and logistics. The energy business progressed well in Q2, aided by alternate solar supply coming online and progress on unit economics. Our storage business remains component constrained on both Powerwall and Megapack, which we hope will alleviate to some extent in the second half of the year. We are greatly appreciative of the patience and flexibility shown by our customers while we work through these challenges. Within operating expenses, Austin and Berlin-related startup costs have wound down as these factories have moved into production and their costs are now reflected in automotive COGS. Additionally, we converted a majority of our Bitcoin holdings to fiat for a realized gain, offset by impairment charges on the remainder of our holdings, netting a $106 million cost to the P&L included within restructuring and other. We also incurred restructuring charges related to targeted staffing reductions.
Yeah, actually, it should be mentioned that the reason we sold a bunch of our Bitcoin holdings was that we were uncertain as to when the COVID lockdowns in China would alleviate. So it was important for us to maximize our cash position given the uncertainty of the COVID lockdowns in China. We are certainly open to increasing our Bitcoin holdings in future. So this should not be taken as some verdict on Bitcoin. It's just that we were concerned about overall liquidity for the company given COVID shutdowns in China. And we have not sold any of our Dogecoin.
We still have it.
We still have our Dogecoin.
Despite these challenges, we were still able to achieve one of our strongest operating margins of 14.6%. Our free cash flows were impacted by working capital related to the Shanghai factory shutdown. However, we expect this will show as a benefit in Q3 as our working capital related cash flows restabilize. As we look ahead, and as Elon mentioned, we are positioned for a record-breaking second half of the year. We're quite excited about this. A couple things to keep in mind as we progress. Austin and Berlin ramp inefficiencies will continue to weigh on our margins for the balance of the year. However, the impact should reduce as we increase ramp. Second, as we've mentioned before, we expect to continue to see recognized global pricing to increase as our backlog flows through. However, macroeconomic related cost increases will also continue to be part of our story. And finally, despite losing more builds in Q3 than expected, we're still pushing to reach 50% growth this year. This target has become more difficult, but it remains possible with strong execution. And as Elon mentioned, no more force majeure events for the balance of the year.
A lot of force majeure in the last several years. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now let's go to the questions from investors. The first question is, Chinese EV manufacturers seem to be doing a better job than their Western competitors, excluding Tesla, at innovating in software and design. How can Tesla make sure the company is staying ahead of those manufacturers, both within China and outside of China?
Well, right now the best Chinese EV manufacturer is Tesla China. We're actually doing the best thanks to our incredible team in China. But I have a lot of respect for the Chinese car manufacturers and EV manufacturers in particular. I think they will be a force to be reckoned with worldwide. They're smart and they're hardworking, and I think anyone who is not, any company that's not as competitive as them will obviously suffer a market share decline. So I would say we have a lot of respect for the car companies in China and then their capabilities. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is, when will Tesla have a unified vector space for both static and moving object network? Will this be a V11 or later version? If the latter, can you explain what makes it a difficult problem in layman terms?
Okay. This answer will be understood by 0.001% of the audience, I think. Most people don't know what a unified vector space would actually mean. It essentially would be if you can take, if instead of knitting together static and dynamic objects in C++, if they can be knit together at the neural net level, then you don't need to reconcile them within C++ heuristics. That is an architecturally better way to that's the most desirable outcome. I think it's probably not necessary to achieve full self-driving, but it would be a slight improvement in the efficiency of the self-driving, and it's certainly something we want to get to. The sort of nirvana situation is you have surround video auto labeling of all static and dynamic objects, and you have then surround video inference with spatial memory as well. And that's, I mean, I think we're almost certainly there before the end of the year. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people would understand that, but
sounds good.
I should say also we are also confident of improving the frame rate as we delete some of the legacy neural nets. We think we might be able to get to the frame rate of all 8 cameras, maybe up to 36 FPS, which is actually a lot of frames considering it's 8 cameras. But certainly comfortably above 24 frames, which is basically the movie frame rate of movies.
Thank you. The next question is, Elon recently tweeted about lowering prices once inflation cools down. Can you elaborate on what do you mean by cooling down and how aggressively the company will lower prices? More broadly, how do you think about the auto pricing long term?
Yeah, so since we have, there's a quite a long wait when somebody orders our car. In some cases, it's like six months. In some cases, it could be up to a year. We have to anticipate what the probable inflation rate is over that period of time. So that's what we're trying to do. When we see, when or if we see indications that the inflation rate is declining, then we would not need to increase our car prices. It's possible that there could be a slight decrease in car prices, but this is fundamentally dependent on macroeconomic inflation. It's not something we control. If I were to guess, and I wouldn't take this with a grain of salt, I think inflation will decline towards the end of this year. We're certainly seeing prices of commodities trending lower. But take it with a grain of salt. This is making economic prognostication is fraught with error. I don't know if you guys want to, do you want to say anything about?
Yeah, we're certainly seeing, it's kind of a whole spectrum. On the battery metal side, for example, the price of lithium has really shot up. It used to be $11 a kilogram to more than $80 a kilogram. But, it's not every situation is that bad. So it's kind of a spectrum.
Like carbon steel, aluminum, up to sweat.
Talk close to the camera.
Carbon steel and aluminum has started trending down. We will see the benefits of it only probably later part of this year or early next year.
Yeah, but I think that's just like for most commodities, we're seeing a downward trend towards the end of this year or next year. Some commodities, the processing of lithium is insane. I'd like to once again urge entrepreneurs to enter the lithium refining business. The mining is relatively easy. The refining is much harder. So the lithium is actually a very common. There's like lithium pretty much everywhere, but you have to refine the lithium into battery grade lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide, which has the extremely high purity. So it is basically like minting money right now. There's like software margins in lithium processing right now. So I would really like to encourage once again entrepreneurs to enter the lithium refining business. You can't lose. It's licensed to print money.
Thank you. The next question is, you made the right economic call before most on inflation when you diversified into Bitcoin. It has since shown it's not much of a hedge in the real world test in the last few months. How do you think about it as an asset over long term, and what do you need to see to change your view?
Well, Tesla's goal is to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy. We're not really cryptocurrency is a sideshow to the sideshow. So we're not cryptocurrency is not something we think about a lot. We think a lot about scaling production and accelerating the advent of sustainable energy, which the record heat waves around Earth serve to emphasize the urgency of that transition. So that is what we're trying to do, is make electric vehicles and solar and stationary storage battery packs, the three pillars of a sustainable energy future, which is like solar and wind for energy generation, stationary battery packs for storage of the solar and wind energy because of its intermittency, and then electric vehicles, the third pillar. And if those three things are solved, we have a sustainable future for civilization. And the fundamental good of Tesla, and the reason we're doing this, or certainly my primary motivation here, is to have the day of sustainable energy come sooner. That's our goal. We're neither here nor there on cryptocurrency.
Thank you. The next question on 4680. Elon noted that 4680 plus structural pack is not yet optimized. Can you please share the general path of 4680 and structural packs in terms of cost efficiencies when compared to the traditional 2170 pack? Will cost improvements be mostly due to scale, or do we need to solve some technical issues?
Should I start off?
Yeah, do you want to do the architecture?
Yeah. So structural pack, where we get dual use of the battery or the cells as structure and as energy storage, in the same way that an aircraft gets dual use of the wing as a fuel tank and as a wing, is, I think, unequivocally, from a physics standpoint, the superior architecture. So it's the A architecture. Now, because it is new, we'll start off getting, I don't know, aspirationally a C within an A architecture. But the potential is there to get radically better and then unequivocally better than a battery pack, which is carried like a sack of potatoes. So
yeah, and we've gained the perspective through putting our first structural pack in production that it is actually the A architecture.
Yeah.
Like before we did that, it was a hypothesis that was backed with got a lot of modeling and first principles analysis, but now we've actually built it and are more confident in that assertion.
Yeah, so exactly. So the structural pack, even the C and the A architecture is beating the non-structural pack. And so over time, it will, with further refinement, be substantially superior to a car that is carrying a battery pack as though it is cargo. And this is, like I said, it's very, very much very analogous to the early days of aviation, where fuel tanks were initially carried like cargo until they realized actually you should get dual use of the fuel tank as a wing and as a fuel tank, and that makes the planes lighter and better. And the same is true of electric vehicles.
And on cost improvements, are they due to scale or about solving technical issues?
Both.
Yeah, it's always both.
Yeah, I mean, but really, the two things that improve cost are economies of scale and core technology. So,
yeah, I think technical issues are not the right.
It's not technical issues, like technology.
It's like getting to the optimal design, right? Like you always start with some excess. Some people might call it fat, but that's not really what you think it is initially. It's that you don't know how lean you can get it until you've done it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, there's some platonic ideal of the perfect product where the atoms, you have exactly the right atoms and they're in exactly the right position, and you asymptotically approach this platonic ideal, and but it takes a lot of effort over time to figure out actually what is the platonic ideal, and then to actually gradually approach that.
Yeah, I mean, you might need to create a new alloy, then you need to figure out how to cast it, then you need to ramp the casting machine of the new alloy. As an example,
we did.
As an example. We've done it for rotors, we've done it for the casting. So, like, yeah, but those take time.
Constant improvement is something we're used to here, and it's something like we've done with our vehicles and our design since the beginning. I mean, even we were talking a couple of weeks ago, like the first version of the front casting that we made that went into the early vehicles is like
Model S days?
No, I'm talking about like our first Model S.
Oh yeah.
Since we've ordered more dies because we need more dies for more production, we've saved like 4 or 5 kilos of mass just in die iteration, and that's something we do at Tesla like quite regularly, and we'll continue to do. So like we're not happy with a C. Like maybe we're at a C+ now but like we got to keep going to get to
a B- ish on the rear casting, but there's still tremendous room for improvement with the casting. So the casting is already way better than the rear body casting is already way better than the way it was done in the past, where you've got 120 different parts that are welded together or bonded together with different alloys, and then you have to put sealant in between all the various parts for water ingress and noise. So we're already way better than that with current casting, but there's still a lot of opportunities to reduce the mass of the casting and also extend the casting to include more parts, as well as adapt the rest of the vehicle for the fact that there's a casting.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, right? Like we're not just evaluating the pack in isolation either.
Yeah.
It's the pack plus the body, the integration. Do we have mass in the right places? Do we have the cost in the right places, and only just the right amount? And I think we've gone through one iteration loop. We're doing another one with Cybertruck. I mean, we're taking the learnings and doing the next version hopefully is a B+.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
In the A architecture. That's certainly its target.
Thank you. The next question is, how do you feel the progress of FSD is going, and does Andrej Karpathy's leaving have any significant impact on timelines or potential progress?
Well, since Andrej was writing all the code by himself, naturally things have come to a grinding halt. insert irony. Andre's obviously, Andre's awesome, and we have tremendous amount of respect for Andre. He's decided to, I think he wants to contribute more to, I think, core AI at an academic level, and get back to coding individually. So, but we've got a team of about 120 people in our software AI group that are extremely talented, and I think we will I'm highly confident we will solve full self-driving, and it still seems to be this year. I know people, they're like, always says that, but it does seem to be like it does seem as though we're converging on solving full self-driving this year.
Thank you. The next question is, how is the 4680 ramp going, and is Giga Texas producing cells yet?
Yeah, so we are making progress on 4680, but right now, as Elon mentioned, we are leveraging supplier cells, which we have in sufficient quantity to ramp Texas and Berlin. We expect to ramp total 4680 production to exceed 1K per week by the end of the year, hopefully before, well before. In Q2 at Cato, we fully automated powder conveyance for the dry anode electrode tool there, unlocking major increases in production and improvements in yields. Since March, because of that, Cato output has grown 35% month over month each month since, and yields throughout the factory are already at targets in most areas and trending in that direction in a few others. We did feed learnings from Fremont cell and pack lines to Texas and Berlin. They aren't a carbon copy. Cell design was revved to unlock higher performance and manufacturing simplicity. Manufacturing lines were further integrated, and we insourced additional content. For these reasons, there are some new ramp challenges to overcome in Texas and Berlin. Specific to Texas last quarter, cell equipment was fully installed and commissioned, and we produced our first commissioning car sets of cells through the end of the line. Our target for Texas is to begin production this quarter and aim for Texas to be capable of exceeding Cato weekly output before the end of this year.
Thank you very much. The next question is on 4680 as well, but I think Drew has covered everything that was in the next question. So the following question is, with regards to the ramp of production in Austin and Berlin, how is the situation with regards to supply of semiconductors, battery cells, and other components? How about cost inflation impacting profitability of these other plants?
Smart. I can take that. So Tesla procures about 1,600 unique pieces of silicon from 43 semiconductor companies. So with a portfolio of that size, there are always challenges. Things are more stable on the latest generation chips. We still see some tightness in the older generation semiconductors, especially in the analog and mixed signal space. But we have line of sight to solve for the volumes being contemplated for both Austin and Berlin. And on the cell front, like Elon mentioned, we have a comfortable margin thanks to record output from our partners and have line of sight that matches the planned output from both factories. We've grown cell production significantly on a 12-month rolling basis and have long-term contracts with all our partners for key battery metals. So we don't see any major problems for the components, of course, barring unforeseen COVID-related shutdowns.
Okay. Just to add on the profitability part of the question, Q2 was our largest increase yet over the last handful of quarters on inflation and commodity-related increases to our cars. It's fairly evenly spread across the factories, given common suppliers or common issues that impact the broad supply chain. So I think I had mentioned before that we had been seeing increases over the course of last year. It ticked up in Q1, and then it ticked up again. The rate of increase was more in Q2. So as we look through to the end of the year, what we're seeing is we don't think the inflation-related increases in Q3 will be as big as Q2. But as Elon had mentioned, there's uncertainty on pricing here. And we don't have full exposure, as Karin had just mentioned, on every component of cost, because we do have some contracts in place, but there are some spot buys as well, and some contracts being renegotiated. So we're managing it with pricing and in partnership with our suppliers, but it does continue to be something that is impacting our financials.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last question is, when will the Cybertruck be officially available?
We're hoping to start delivering them in the middle of next year.
Great, thank you very much. And now let's go to analyst questions. The first question comes from Pierre Ferragu from New Street Research. Pierre, feel free to unmute yourself.
Hi guys, thanks a lot for taking my question. I'd like to ask like a question on 4680 and the structural battery pack. And I'd love to understand where you stand on the technology and efficiency and energy density roadmap that you described at the Battery Day. So what I'm trying to understand is, where do you stand on the architecture of the battery cell itself? How much silicon do you have in it? How much energy improvement have you achieved already so far? The reason I'm asking, sorry?
No, go ahead.
And the reason why I'm asking that is because you have like very smart guys on Twitter who shared experience about trying to fully empty a Model Y from Texas, from Austin, and noticing behaviors and like recharging behaviors that suggested that maybe these cars had like very, very high mileage, very high range, and were like artificially limited in range in software. So I'm just kind of trying to understand how much of an edge you're building at the moment with the 4680 and the structural battery pack on range.
Yeah, let me try to provide like a super straightforward answer. Like, as Elon mentioned before, our priority was really on simplicity and scale during the initial 4680 and structural battery ramp. So we weren't like putting all the bells and whistles in from day one, because if so, we would be sort of suffering under a string of series miracles that we would need to achieve to get going. But as we attain the manufacturing goals that we've stated, hit the ramp that we need to hit next year, we are certainly planning to layer in new material technologies and higher range structural packs. Like we're not like holding back goodies for some rainy day or something like that.
Yeah, maybe another way of putting it is that our focus right now is on basically dozens of little issues that inhibit the production ramp of the 4680. Some of the more challenging ones have been feeding the anode and cathode material, because we were using this revolutionary dry electrode process. But when something's revolutionary, it's a lot of unknowns that have to be resolved. So we're confident of resolving those unknowns, but it's very, very difficult. We're making rapid progress on that front. So the first order of business is really get the basics right, get to high volume and high reliability, and then very rapidly iterate within that to enhance the energy density and reduce the cost of the cell.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'd say we are highly confident of a good outcome. It's the exact counterpoint to that is perhaps it is of some debate, but the outcome is not.
Yeah, and specific to the dry process, we made a major advance this past quarter in Cato that the team is really excited about, and congrats to the team for achieving that.
But I should also emphasize that it is not as though Tesla intends to displace our suppliers of battery cells. The Tesla battery cell production is in addition to what our suppliers can do, and we want our suppliers to grow their battery output as fast as they possibly can, and that goes for the entire supply chain. The fundamental rate limiter for Earth transitioning to sustainable energy is how fast can you grow lithium-ion battery output per year. This is the fundamental rate limiter for both transition to sustainability, because you need the batteries for two of the pillars of sustainability: the stationary storage and for vehicles.
Yeah, and I just want to stress that a lot of these, higher energy density technologies are not necessarily scalable. I mean, most of them are not scalable from what I've seen. And so like focusing on them is a distraction from the mission. Like it really is, how do we scale as fast as possible? And, we're taking these risks that we've discussed at Battery Day, and our plan is as we de-risk them and they are successful, we want to bring them back to our partners so that they can go faster too, because that's all on the mission, right? Like, how do we accelerate?
People often ask me if is some breakthrough needed in battery technology for the world to transition to sustainability. The answer is no. Even if there was zero technology breakthroughs, literally zero, from where the technology is right now, we could fully transition Earth to sustainable energy. The issue is very much the rate at which the entire supply chain, from mining to refining to cell production, how fast can that grow? It's growing fast, but the faster it grows, the faster we transition to a sustainable energy economy.
This is actually a great, exactly where my follow-up is. So, Elon, you always mention, this 50% per annum sustainable growth target that you guys have, and so my question here is, when we see like the difficulty regarding like commodities, raw materials, swinging prices, I'm kind of wondering, as you are planning for this 50% per annum growth, if we stand today over the next 5 to 10 years, how much of that do you feel you've secured through your work at entering into long-term contracts and things like that? And you were calling for entrepreneurs to go into the lithium business. And so does that mean you don't have enough lithium secured to grow 50% per annum over multiple years? And what's how much of that is secured today, and how fast can you improve that, basically?
Well, I think it's very difficult to predict anything 10 years from now. I hope civilization is still around, frankly. I would count that as a win.
It's not that funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day.
Hopefully we haven't had World War III by then.
Or the Earth isn't burned up.
Yeah. We do see constraints in refining of the materials necessary for lithium-ion batteries. I do want to emphasize it is not due to a scarcity of the raw material. In the case of lithium is one of the most common elements on Earth. It's pretty much everywhere. But refining of the lithium into ultra-high purity battery-grade lithium hydroxide and lithium carbonate is quite difficult and requires a massive amount of machinery, and it's a hard thing to scale. It is also difficult to create the anode and cathode. I think my guess is maybe 2/3 of batteries will be iron phosphate, or maybe iron phosphate with some manganese. And there's a ridiculous amount of iron on Earth. In fact, Earth is a little bit of trivia. Somebody says, what is Earth made of more than anything else? Iron. Iron is the number one ingredient of Earth by mass. Number 2 is oxygen.
Yeah, which is wild, but yeah.
Oxygen's basically rust. You stuck them together. We're a rust ball. That's almost 2/3 of Earth, I think, is rust. We are like a rusty ball bearing, with a little bit of other stuff. But plenty of lithium. So anyway, there's not like a shortage of materials.
Another thing on that LFP thing is it isn't just that there's more access to material that way. The actual refining process is less capital intensive to make a good LFP cathode. And so there's it's not just scalable on the resource side, it's scalable on the refining side.
Absolutely. To be clear, there's no fundamental barrier here. It's simply a rate question. Like at what rate can you scale production?
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing a very rapid increase in battery production, and in the whole supply chain. If you were to say today, what are concerns? A few years down the road, I would say one of the concerns is the machinery to refine the critical ingredients of lithium-ion cells. So the lithium itself, and then the cathode, which like I said, will be mostly iron phosphate, perhaps with some manganese. I think almost all stationary storage will be iron phosphate, and then you'd really just need nickel chemistry for long-range vehicles and like aircraft and that kind of thing.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is, we're working with our suppliers to ramp their capability as quickly as possible. And it's not like we have a problem in the next year or two, to specifically to your question. But when we look 10 years out, we need to do more to accelerate the growth. And that is why we are making our own investments. Like we are building a cathode facility here in Texas. The steel is going up. You can see it in the flyovers. We're working on lithium refining activity as well ourselves, because the best way to learn how to accelerate something is to do it yourself. So these are the things we're doing to move it all forward.
Yeah, I mean, if our suppliers don't solve these problems, then we will. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question comes from Emmanuel Rosner from Deutsche Bank. Emmanuel, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. I have a question on your vehicle demand and then a quick follow-up on supply. First, on the demand side, are you seeing any sort of pressure in the order book or the pace of new order, or any sort of like slowdown as a result of the pressures that the consumer is experiencing? Are you worried about it in light of your view of the risk to the economy that I think you expressed, Elon?
Well, right now our problem is very much production. So we have long leads on, as anyone can tell if they order our car. If you order a Model Y, it will arrive sometime next year. So this is clearly not an issue for many months for us. Our problem is overwhelmingly that of production. So, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just two things to add. Specifically on your question, are we seeing a macroeconomic impact on our demand? Not that I can tell. Maybe a little, but
some maybe, but it's
not material. The second thing, to Elon's point about backlogs, we have a very long runway with very long lead times here. I mean, certainly the world is uncertain, and we'll have to see where things go with commodity prices, how quickly we're ramping production, what the state of the world looks like at some point next year. But the demand is not something we spend really any time talking about.
Yeah, and I think it's maybe just once again worth mentioning that there is a difference between value for money and fundamental affordability. Because sometimes people say, well, if you got all this demand, why don't you just raise the price to some, double the price or something? And this is usually expressed by somebody who's rich. So there's even if you rail value for money to infinity, if consumers do not have enough money to buy it, even a product where the desirability is railed to infinity, they simply cannot buy it. So this is why you cannot just raise prices to some arbitrarily high level, because you pass the affordability boundary and then the demand falls off a cliff. So I do feel like we've raised our prices, or we've raised our prices quite a few times. They're frankly at embarrassing levels. But we've also had a lot of supply chain and production shocks, and we've got crazy inflation. So I'm hopeful. This is not a promise or anything, but I'm hopeful that at some point we can reduce the prices a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay,
Emmanuel, do you have
that's
a
clear.
follow-up?
Yeah, my follow-up was actually on the supply side. So it was very encouraging to see that you're quantifying your current installed capacity at basically already in excess of 1.9 million units installed currently. How quickly do you think that you can fill that capacity?
Well, I mean, I think we've got a good chance of exiting this year at 40,000 vehicles a week.
Yeah, I mean, our internal plans are to have the capacity utilized by the end of the year. It takes time to ramp there. It'll be a challenge. There's a lot that needs to happen to get there, but that's what we're working on.
Yeah, we've had many 30,000 car weeks already, so I think a 40,000 car week is within reach by the end of this year.
Shanghai and Fremont, as we said last month, were record production, and they're really firing. It's a bad term. Doing really well.
Yeah.
But then Austin and Berlin are coming on strong. Theoretically, they also had record quarters last quarter. And if we ramp them to the capacity shown in the deck, by the end of this year, we'll be at that rate.
Yeah. But there's always a lot of uncertainty, and like in the production ramp looks like an S curve. And that intermediate part of the S curve it's very difficult to predict that with high certainty. But the end part of the S curve, you can say, I think you can have a lot more certainty, and so that's why I'm confident we'll get to 5,000 cars a week at in Austin and Berlin. By the end of this year or early next year, and probably, but not certainly, 10,000 cars a week at both locations by the end of next year.
Thank you. The next question comes from Colin Rush from Oppenheimer. Colin, go ahead, please.
Thanks so much, guys. Could you talk a little bit about the pricing strategy around FSD and as you get closer to this full functionality rolling out and the increased cycle times, how you see that evolving through the balance of this year and into 2023?
Yeah, we will. We will increase the price of FSD sometime later this year. I think, probably just before we go to wide beta. Where wide beta is, anyone who wants to use the beta software with all the caveats associated with that can use it. Then it would make sense to increase the price of FSD. The value of FSD is, I think, extremely high and not well understood by most people. It is basically currently ridiculously cheap, assuming FSD materializes, which it will.
Great. And then sorry to belabor a little bit on this battery material side, but in terms of some of the suppliers and the contaminants, can you be a little bit more specific around some of the elements that you guys see in some of your supply chain that can prove troublesome on yields for the 4680s, particularly around lithium and potential contaminants in either the hydroxide or the carbonates that you guys end up seeing real issues with as you move into production?
Yeah, I don't really think we have anything to comment on. Yeah, the purity specs of lithium on this call right now. Yeah,
contaminants for the 4680 are not a factor. This is not an issue.
Okay, thank you very much. The next question comes from Tony Sacconaghi from Bernstein. Tony, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you for taking my question. I have two as well. In response to the question around demand, I think, Zach, you said maybe a little, and Elon, you said maybe some indication that you might see some pressure on demand. And I'm wondering if that is really just speculation or whether there's any empirical data that you saw in the last month, whether it be cancellations or order lead times, that led you to make that comment. I think anecdotally, if you squint, the lead times have gotten a little lower over the last 4 months in both China and the US. That's really the only visibility investors have. So I'm wondering if you could maybe elaborate on whether that's really just your, sort of anticipating there could be some impact because of high prices, or whether there is something anecdotally or quantitatively that you could point to, please.
I think we've said this now for many years, and it is proven true. Tesla does not have a demand problem. We have a production problem. And we've pretty much almost always had it with very rare exception, it's always been a production problem. I think that will remain the case.
Also, there's a denominator and a numerator, and
if you increase production.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As we increase production, more demand is needed, obviously.
Well, it's more just you can't look at the backlog and state much about demand, because we're doing a lot on the other side to change the production side.
But we're trying to make the backlog lower, not longer.
By building factories and building more cars.
We don't want a long backlog. That's annoying. It'd be like go to a restaurant and you order a burger and you have to wait 3 hours. I'm like, that's annoying. You want to get your burger right away. Same with the car. So we want the lead times to reduce.
Okay, thank you. Now, I was just trying to follow up on the fact that you both said that maybe you were seeing demand be impacted a little bit, and that was the spirit of the question. Maybe I can
say we don't have because we see daily orders from around the world for our cars. It is like a mood barometer of people's confidence in the economy. But one can't read too much into it, because things can vary a great deal from one day to the next. Consumer sentiment is all over the map. So it's manic. I was manic depressive, frankly. But we have so much excess demand that it's really just not an issue for us. It might be an issue for some other companies, but it is not an issue for us.
Okay, thank you. Elon, I'm just wondering a question for you. Tesla's obviously changed dramatically in the last 3 years from, near life or death to a company with, consistent cash flow and industry-leading margins. I'm wondering if you can comment on your personal role in the company and whether you see that changing in terms of your role or your commitment and time spent at the company over the next 3 or 4 years. I think you said a few calls ago you wouldn't be on calls and unless there's something unusual, and you've been on every call since then. I'm wondering how
there's been a lot of unusual things. Let's face it.
So I'm just wondering about
basically, if there's only good news, I won't be on the call. but if you have a tough situation like COVID shutdowns in China, then I think I'll be on the call. If relatively speaking, there's bad news, and if all we have is good news, then I won't be on the call. But I'm committed to the long term. I mean, I'll work at Tesla as long as I can usefully advance the cause of sustainability and autonomy.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. The next question comes from William Stein. Please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Great. Thank you very much for taking my question. Elon, in the past, you've given some assessment as to the likelihood that you can achieve success in some of the more interesting AI-oriented efforts, not only FSD, but also Dojo and Optimus. Perhaps you can give an updated view on those.
Well, I don't want to steal thunder from AI Day. So I think we'll have some exciting news on AI Day that I think will be further ahead than probably most people think. But I don't want to. I'd love to answer you, but I think we'll leave that excitement for AI Day.
Okay, and perhaps a follow-up if I can. We've heard a lot from others, and certainly to some degree from you all, about the shortages in semiconductors in particular. We have seen some, big important customers of that type of product decide to sort of, leverage the ecosystems that exist to make some of their own in those categories. I'm wondering to what degree you're doing that. It's outside of Dojo in terms of the, I guess on the inference side, you're certainly doing that in the car. But what about sort of the more mundane areas like microcontrollers and the like? Is there any internal effort to improve supply chain and maybe improve other performance aspects?
Well, there's a lot we've done. We've been working with our suppliers a lot. We don't currently intend to make chips ourselves. We don't think there will be a need to make chips, but we have been working closely with a number of suppliers. I actually just met with one of our key supplier CEOs right before this call. We had a great meeting. They're going to make major investments in some of the critical chips and components that we need in the car. And I've actually like take a moment to thank our key suppliers once again for supporting us through difficult times, and they really went above and beyond to support us. So to all our suppliers out there, thanks very much.
Yeah, and I guess just maybe we don't talk about it very often, but we do have a lot of custom silicon in the vehicle already. Microcontrollers, yes, some. Battery management, yes, some. Power electronics, yes, some. So we try to go after where there's actually a technical advantage. And in the future, I think we're going to look at where there's a supplier advantage as well.
Even
supply chain advantage.
Even now, where there's supply chain issues with our tier ones and tier twos, Karn and Roshan get into it with us on the engineering side, and we find solutions, whether it's alternative chips or changing the entire structure of the stack to make it work. And I think that's an advantage we have that many other OEs just simply cannot.
Yeah, I think Tesla is as much a software company as it is a hardware company, and so one of the ways that we've been able to address supply chain issues on the chip front is by rewriting our software to be able to use different chips, or in some cases achieve dual use of a single chip, which is even better. And actually, quite frankly, the chip shortage served as a forcing function for us to reduce the number of chips in the car.
Simplify.
Yeah, it turns out we had more chips than we needed. So, but it's a testament to our software team that we're able to roll a new chip into the car and write a whole new batch of software for that chip, and without interrupting production.
Yeah, and our goal is, as we mature and scale the platforms, to integrate more functionality into fewer chips. Like that is the way that it's gone with laptops and phones. It's going that way in cars, and we're trying to do that wherever it makes sense to do it.
Yeah,
as quickly as we can.
I mean, from a supply chain standpoint, what do you think about chips and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, from a high level, instead of designing and building our own microcontrollers, we're partnering with key partners that understand the architectural requirements, and they'll take the specs and design something for us. We've done that, to your point, Drew, in the battery sensing space. We've got some application-specific ICs. But yeah, integrating, reducing the number of components, it makes the supply chain easier, but it also makes the reliability of the end product better because there's less failure points. So that's always been the mantra.
At times, we also go at the wafer level and try to consume less to achieve the same functionality. So that's something also that we've been looking at in some of the constrained modules that we've faced in the last 6 months.
That's good.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate all of your questions. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have this quarter, and we will speak to you again in 3 months' time. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
So there we go. So there we go. We're just trying to through from Elon Musk. Let me just bring it in a second. Back to here. There we go. A bit of drama there at the end. They suddenly started pumping out music and I couldn't start it, but there we go. Anyway, lovely to have everybody here. I hope you got something out of that earnings call tonight. It was a big one, a big night, and I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, we've had an amazing night tonight. The information that we got is very, very important. Unfortunately, we didn't get any breakthrough technologies released to us, which was a bit of a shame. We would have liked to have got that, but that didn't happen tonight, unfortunately. Nothing really amazing to talk about. So there we go. But nevertheless, it was a good night. As I said before, the earnings report wasn't going to be amazing, but at the end of the day, it wasn't that bad. In fact, we exceeded expectations. It's business as usual. Sometimes, you know, there's not a lot to say. Doesn't matter to the moon. Arnold Palmer, I have no idea what that means. Doesn't matter to the moon. I'll put your comment on the screen. I don't understand what that means. Anyway, thanks for the live. You're very well welcome, guys. Thank you very much for being part of it. Tonight, let's go over to our main portfolio and share with you where we are right now. This is our shares of Tesla. As you can see, it did go up. It did go up today. It did go up in the after hours. Rob Brennan is disappointed, but at the end of the day, it's gone up. It's up, over 1.5% today, which isn't too exciting, but it is up. We're moving in the right direction. Cybertruck, anyone else thinking this is hideous? The Cybertruck, do you know the Cybertruck can power your house? So it's not just a truck. It also acts as a power supply for your house. So if you have a power outage, you don't need a dirty gas generator in the garden. You just plug in your truck and it'll power your house for days. So there we go. Now, we ran a poll tonight saying, would Tesla get to 800? I was hoping he would have some information, but it didn't come tonight. But next quarter is going to be amazing. So it's all in the bank. So we're going to end the poll. 64% said no. I said it could happen, but it didn't. But I think tomorrow we're going to see that the market go up anyway, so it might come tomorrow. But the question was, would it come into tonight's earnings? Well, it clearly didn't. But anyway, there we go. That's the earnings for tonight. The overall portfolio is up again today. If we look at our live position, our day position, and if we look at the up over the week, 16%, look at it over the month, 19%. I mean, this is great. This is absolutely fantastic. 3 months now, we're down to our lowest position we've been for a long, long time, 17,000 down. So we're starting to improve, starting to get better. I'm very happy with my portfolio. I like where I am, and it's looking pretty good. Shall we roll the credits? Shall we roll some credits tonight? What do you think? Shall we do it? Shall we roll the credits? Let's have a little look. Let's see if we get anything on tonight. I don't know if we did we have anything happen during the show? Let's roll the credits. Let's have a little look. Let's see what happens. Stars of the show, thanks for your support. Mike moderated tonight. Thank you tonight. Alan FC became a follower over on Twitch. We got a new member tonight. Neil Carver upgraded from bronze to silver. Thank you very much for that. So there we go. We got a new follower on Twitch and a couple of subscribers as well. Abaya Karma. It might actually be more than that, but those are the public subscriptions. During the show tonight, I actually got quite a few subscribers. About 20. So, but these are the public ones. Not everyone shares their name. You did a great job, Neil Carver. Thank you ever so much for going from bronze to silver. Appreciate it. And of course, our one of our stars of our show, All the Best Trophy, Mike. He did his moderator bit tonight. There we go. So thank you very much indeed for all the stars of the show. Thanks for being part of it. That's it for tonight. We're back again in the morning. Another great day is lined up. We'll be here in the morning. Until then, it just leaves me to say, another night, another day, another dollar, another earnings report is done and dusted. Until then, have a good one. Take care of yourselves and each other.